Oh, we are live! How are we, lads? Come on, the footy! The footy spot! Guys, subscribe to the channel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah! The Cowboys win it! Woo! Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Nick from Australia NRL 2022 predictions and season preview. Boy, oh boy, this is going to be a controversial video. I'm going to upset a lot of people in this. I'm going to upset a lot of people. A lot of people are going to be happy where I put their team. Some are going to be pissed off. But at the end of the day, this is my predictions video. Everyone's got their own predictions. Everyone's got their own top 8. Everyone's got their own bottom 8. So if you're new to the channel, guys, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well, and turn notification bells on. Obviously, the situation that I'm in, it's very different for me to do my predictions this year. Obviously, you guys all know the situation with the flood and stuff. It's a terrible situation to be in. But the predictions go on. I've got my predictions. They're all ready to go. But like I just said, I want to put a little bit of a small disclaimer. If you don't agree, that's fine. You're entitled to your own opinion. I just want everyone out there to sit back, enjoy themselves, enjoy my predictions, and this is going to be very interesting. Now, I just want to start by saying I am a North Queensland Cowboys supporter. I will have the Cowboys in my top 8. It wouldn't be right of me to not put my team in the top 8. You know, every NRL fan out there will have their team in their top 8. If not, then I'll be a little bit surprised. Every NRL supporter will have their team in their top 8. There's no two ways about it. So just want to put it out there. The Cowboys are in my top 8. They're my friggin' team, and they will be there. So that's my prediction. But let's get into it. You got to back your team no matter what. Otherwise, you're not a true supporter, I reckon. But all right, we've got so many predictions to get into tonight, man. Holy shit, I'm so excited to do this, man. I'm actually really keen. Before I get into it, I want to say hello to the live chat. I see we've got 36 people watching the live stream. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. This is probably the most anticipated video / live stream of the year. We are only 6 days away from the season getting underway. I honestly cannot wait for the season to get underway. But the predictions, fellas, they're going to be controversial, but let's just get into it, eh? Let's just rip in. Now, the first thing I want to start off with, I'm going to start off. Let's start off with the ladder prediction, eh? Let's go with the ladder prediction. We're going to start off with the 16th place. The wooden spoon, it's a bold prediction. I've been talking about it in the off-season, and I have not changed my mind. In my opinion, the wooden spoon of 2022, the team that will finish 16th, well, it's going to be the New Zealand Warriors. I'm sorry to Warriors NRL fanatics, but I see the New Zealand Warriors finishing last in 2022. Now, the reason why I see the Warriors coming last is simply because, look, they're away from New Zealand again. Nathan Brown, I don't know if he's the right man for the job. Last year, the Warriors struggled pretty bad. Another year away from New Zealand is going to hurt them. Mentally, I don't know if they can handle being away from New Zealand again. I know everyone says, oh, it's a bullshit excuse anymore. They've got to get over it. Well, how are you going to get over it when you've got half of the team that half of the team are from New Zealand? They're going to struggle really badly this year, the Warriors. I really believe they're going to struggle. They've lost Tuivasa-Sheck, their captain. They obviously lose a bit of leadership in RTS. He's obviously a quality player. We all know how good RTS was for that side, and with him not being there, it's going to really hurt them. Shaun Johnson comes back to the Warriors, great signing, but he's getting older, he's getting slower. He's going to be playing with players that he hasn't played with before. Johnson, Harris Tavita, Johnson, and Ash Taylor. I think Ash Taylor's a dreadful signing. I really do. But the Warriors, I just don't see how they're going to improve, man. Nathan Brown, the back line got worse. The forward pack's always looking strong, but your forward pack can only take you so far if your spine is a bit weaker. And look, I know Reece Walsh is one of the most exciting young players in the competition, but if Reece Walsh has another off-field drama like he did in the off-season with that drug cocaine scandal, who's going to play fullback for him? I don't know. So I think the Warriors are going to really struggle this year, and I believe they're going to come last in 16th place. The Warriors will win the Wooden Spoon in 2022. Now let's go on to number 15th. Bang! Another controversial prediction. Newcastle Knights. Now, I like the Newcastle Knights. I think they have a very strong forward pack, but here's the problem. A bit like the Warriors. The spine is weak. They don't have a good spine. Kalen Ponga, we all know how good Kalen Ponga is, but it's pretty much going to be, if Kalen Ponga is not there, how many games do Newcastle win without him? That's the real question. Adam Clune, Jake Clifford as a halves pairing. Is that going to work? It looked okay in the trials, but you can't take too much out of the trials. No Jaden Brayley. They lose their hooker. So they've lost Mitchell Pearce, who's an organising halfback to Super League. They've lost Jaden Brayley, their hooker. The 5'8", Clifford or Clune, very inconsistent players. The pressure is all going to be on Kalen Ponga. So I am very concerned for Newcastle. I think Adam O'Brien has done a terrific job his first 2 years there. Obviously, he's got Newcastle to the finals his first 2 years. But Adam O'Brien's got a big job this year. This is going to really test Adam O'Brien as a coach. I have a lot of concerns for Newcastle. I just don't know if they have enough quality to be better than a lot of these sides. I think they're gonna really drop. I think the teams from last year that were down the bottom have gotten better. I think Newcastle have gotten a little bit worse. Sure, they bought Dane Gagai, but Dane Gagai, again, a bit like some of the other players in the competition, is getting older. He's getting slower. He's still good. He's still an Origin player, but still getting older and slower. And I just don't know if the Newcastle Knights spine is going to be able to find the points for the outside backs to get enough ball. We all know Bradman Best last year struggled to get ball, and that was all because, the halves couldn't get it out there, and they had Mitchell Pearce. So how's Best and Gagai going to get the ball this year with Pearce not being there? So I don't know. Newcastle, I think they're going to really struggle this year, and I've got them coming 15th on my ladder. Now, 14th, the Gold Coast Titans. Another one that people are going to be fuming about, but the Gold Coast Titans, I'm sorry. I really am sorry, but they are going backwards. They are going completely backwards. Now, I know last year they made the finals, but here's the thing. They made the finals last year. They never, ever back it up. They've only done it once in their history. Ever since the Gold Coast Titans came in the competition in 2007, they made the finals back-to-back years in 2009, 2010, and then they didn't make it in 11. They got there in 2016. They didn't back it up in 17. I am very concerned about the Gold Coast. I don't know if they can win enough games to get back to the top 8. They lost their experienced halfback in Jamal Fogarty. Their spine is very young. Jaden Campbell's a good kid. Brimson's a good kid. Sexton's a good kid, but the hooker position's a concern. The fact that the Titans are going to put all their eggs in one basket on a halfback like Toby Sexton, who hasn't even played 10 NRL games, is a massive concern to me. The back line is decent. I mean, Brian Kelly's a good kid. Corey Thompson's experienced. Brimson's going to play 5'8", but defensively, I don't know how that's going to go. I really worry about the Titans' spine. I don't know if the likes of Campbell, Brimson, Sexton, and Aaron Clark, I don't know if that's going to be enough quality to really go up and improve this year. And consistency as well. They won 10 games last year. I think they were 10 and 14, and they got into the top 8. The teams that were down the bottom have really improved this year. I mean, what's going to happen if Toby Sexton goes down injured? Who plays halfback then? What happens if Brimson's out for 6 weeks? Who plays in the halves then? Jaden Campbell. What if he goes down with an injury? I mean, what are they going to do then? Tanner Boyd going to come in? Tanner Boyd's a good player, but he's not quality. What's going to happen if they lose injuries? And look, I know Tino and Fifita are good players, but without them, the Titans would be, but they would be last if they didn't have Fafita and Tino. So, look, I think the Titans are going to go backwards this year. I think they're in for a really long season. I reckon they're going to come 14th in 2022. Now, 13th. Another one that people are going to be infuriated by. The Canberra Raiders. Now, I know a lot of people are high on Canberra. I know a lot of people think they're going to make the top 8. But look, the news today that Jamal Fogarty will be out until about round 17, round 18, just completely loses my confidence in the Canberra Raiders. If Jamal Fogarty was there, I had Canberra originally finishing about 10th. I had them about 10th to start the year. Now, I can't see. I'm live. Can you please let me be live? I just can't see Canberra making the top 8. I think without Jamal Fogarty, they're going to really, really struggle now. Now, I know they've got Sam Williams there. I know they've got Matt Frawley there. Jack Whiten goes to 5'8" again. But we all saw last year, Jack Whiten at 5'8", he really struggled without a recognised halfback. So I am very concerned with Fogarty not being there. The pressure on Jack White now is enormous. The pressure on Nickel-Klokstad's enormous. He might even play halfback. Jack White might even go to halfback now with CNK to 5'8". Is that Xavier Savage the fullback? So I'm very concerned with the Canberra Raiders. I think they can improve, but without a recognised halfback, I think they're going to go backwards and they're going to really fall off. So sorry, Canberra fans, but I think they're going to have a really, really bad year now. Canberra will finish 13th in 2022. Now, the next team I've got is one that I see improving a little bit, but I don't know how high they can go. And in 12th place, I've got the West Tigers. Now, I know a lot of people were putting West Tigers to come last and all this, but I call bullshit on that. I really do. I think the signing of Oliver Gildart and Jackson Hastings and Tyrone Peachey are going to be good for the Tigers. I think they can improve a little bit. I think Jackson Hastings is a quality player. Coming over from the Super League, coming back to the NRL, is going to be very interesting to see how he goes at the Tigers. I know the Tigers are not the best club to go to because they've been terrible since 2011. But I think the Tigers, they can really improve a little bit. I think Hastings is a good addition. I think Oliver Gildart's a good addition. I think he'll do well. I know a lot of people are bagging Oliver Gildart, but I think he'll do okay. I don't think he'll be a 9 out of 10 or anything like that. I think he'll be a 6 out of 10. I think he'll be solid. Stefano is obviously a really good young prop. Obviously, the club will build around him. Peachey's a good addition. Luciano Leilua will improve. Alex Twal as well. I do worry a bit about their depth. Is Jacob Little the right hooker going forward? Obviously not with Abby Coruscant coming in there next year. I think the Tigers will do okay. I think they finished 14th last year or 13th. I think they'll probably finish about 12th this year. Looking forward to seeing how the Tigers go. Obviously, Luke Brooks is the one that they need to get rid of. Luke Brooks, we all know on his day he's a good player, but he's just too inconsistent for me. I think if the Tigers can get rid of him, they'd be good at him. Dewey out for the first 10 rounds is going to really hurt them as well. Jacob Little's not there for the first couple of rounds. So I don't know how the Tigers are going to go this year, but I reckon they're going to improve just a little bit. I think Hastings signing is going to win them a few more games. So I think the Tigers are going to finish 12th in 2022. Now, in 11th spot, the Bulldogs, the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. I think they'll come 11th in 2022. I don't think they're going to make the top 8. I think from 16th to 11th would be a decent improvement for the Bulldogs. Obviously, the signings of Matt Duffy, Brent Naden, Josh Adokar, Matt Burton, Paul Vaughan. They're all good signings for the Bulldogs, but you have a look at the Bulldogs' draw to start off the season. It is the draw from hell. They play the Cowboys, the Broncos, the Storm, the Rabbitohs, Panthers, all in the first 6 rounds. I think the Bulldogs can improve just a little bit. 16 to 11 would be a good improvement for the Bulldogs. The thing with the Bulldogs that intrigues me is the spine. I think Duffy's a good addition. I don't know if he's the long-term fullback. I guess we'll have to find out. Matt Burton at 5'8". I think he'll find it to be a little bit frustrating. I think Burton's a good player, but it's going to take time for the Bulldogs to really gel in the spine. Whoever plays halfback, whether it be Averillo or Flanagan. I hope it's Flanagan because he's a natural halfback. Averillo is more of a, jersey 14 or an outside back maybe. Averillo. I can see Averillo being a fullback, to be honest with you, but I think Duffy will be the fullback this year. Marshall King, he's only a temporary hooker until Miney gets there next year, along with Kickow. But I think the Bulldogs full pack's looking good as well, with Paul Vaughan, Luke Thompson, Josh Jackson, for Tyler Mariner as well. I think the Bulldogs are really going to they're going to really improve this year. The Bulldogs, I think they're going to go all right. I think they'll start the year off very slow, but I think they'll get going probably after the halfway mark. They'll probably be about 13th by the time the halfway mark is, thereabouts. So I think the Bulldogs will improve as the season goes on. So the Bulldogs, for me, they'll come 11th in 2022. I'm looking forward to seeing how they go. I think Matt Burton would be great for them. But, yeah, I've got the Bulldogs coming in 11th in 2022. Now in 10th, the Brisbane Broncos, another controversial one. Some will say it's a good spot for them. Some will say it's not a good spot for them. But here's the thing with the Broncos. They bought Adam Reynolds. They bought Kurt Capewell. They bought Brenko Lee. But the concern is, if Adam Reynolds is not playing for a 4 to 6 week period, how many games are the Broncos going to win? Now, we all saw them in the trials, and I was only the trials. If the Broncos in the trials are struggling like they did without Reynolds, when we get to the season kicking off, I don't know how many games they're going to win. I think Brisbane at home, at Suncorp, they will be a very good side. When they're on the road, I don't know how many games they're going to win on the road. Reynolds is a good signing, but it seems to be that the Broncos are going to really put their eggs in one basket on Adam Reynolds. I worry about the 5'8". They've got so many guys they can choose from. I think they've got someone like Gamble, they've got Kelly, they've got Ezra Mann, Tamari Martin, Billy Walters. So many guys they can choose from. They really do. But I just don't know if the fullback position is safe. They've got Cobbo, they've got Tessie New. Can any of, which one of them is going to take it by the scruff of the neck? Which one of them is going to take the fullback position? Jack Turpin, is he the man? Is he going to be the hooker going forward? I think the fullback is very strong as well with Payne Haas and Kurt Capewell, Kobe Hetherington, and Jordan Ricky and all these sort of players. But I just don't know if the Broncos have enough quality right now to get to the top 8. I think Reynolds is a good signing. It's probably the player that's got the most pressure on him this year. Out of all the players that have been bought to go to different clubs, Reynolds is under the most pressure this year. If he doesn't perform, I don't know where Brisbane goes. So I've got the Broncos coming 10th this year. I think they'll definitely improve from what they've been the last couple of years. They'll definitely avoid bottom 4, but I've got the Broncos finishing 10th in season 2022. Now, 9th. If there's one spot you don't want to finish in the NRL, it's a 9th spot because you become a meme, you get made fun of. I'm sorry, this team has been good for a couple of years now, but I see him really falling off. The Parramatta Eels, they're going to finish 9th. I'm sorry, but I do not have any confidence in Parramatta. They are going to go backwards this year. They have got players leaving. Isaiah Papali'i is going to the Tigers. They've got Reid Money going to the Bulldogs. They've got all sorts of dramas. Now, if you've been listening to Rugby League history, he will tell you that Parramatta have done this before where they've got a bunch of players that are leaving at the end of 2022. There's been players in the past. Parramatta have had players leave in the past. And things haven't gone well. When you've got a bunch of big-name players in your squad that are going elsewhere the next year, it never, ever ends well. It's always a drama. If Parramatta start the year off slow, then there's going to be conflict, there's going to be drama, there's going to be all sorts of issues. I think they've gotten weaker as well. I think Sivo is a massive blow. He's not back to mid-season. They've lost Dunster. Solomonsen's a good kid. Sean Russell's a good kid. Panasini is good, but again, he's only a kid. He hasn't even played many games. Wagga Blake's inconsistent. Guberson's good. Brown and Moses are a good house pairing. I am very concerned. Reid Money's going at the end of the year. Papali'i is going. Brad Arthur. It seems to me that ever since Brad Arthur re-signed, everyone from Parramatta just wanted to leave. Everyone from the Eels wanted to go. So, look, they're going to win probably most of their games at Bankwest Stadium or CommBank Stadium, whatever it is now. But here's the thing. I don't think many teams are afraid to go to CommBank now and win. That bullshit about, Bankwest, it's going to be a fortress. That's bullshit now because teams have played so many games there. Teams know how to win there. So, look, I'm sorry, but Parramatta, for me, they're going to finish 9th. They will not play finals, but look, obviously, I'm looking forward to seeing how the Eels go this year. I can see the chat's getting upset, but like I said at the start of the video, obviously, I'm putting my team in the top 8 because they're my bloody side, but I've got Parramatta missing the top 8 this year. I think they're going to really fall off, and everyone's like, oh, 2023 will be the year the Eels go backwards, but here's the thing. It could happen this year. You don't know. We all thought in 2019 that the Panthers were going to win the comp. They didn't even make the top 8. We all thought in 2020 that the Eels, not the Eels. Everyone thought the Cowboys were going to make the 8 that year. They did fuck all. We all thought Canberra last year were going to do well in 2021. They didn't even make the top 8. Everyone thought they'd be top 2, top 4. So we don't know what's going to happen this year. There's always a team that's going to slide, and I think the Eels are the team that will slide off pretty bad in 2022. The Eels will finish 9th in 2022. Now, let's get to the top 8. Here we go. You can call me biased. You can call me an idiot. I don't really care. It's my predictions. This is just my opinion. I will back my team to the end, just like everyone that's watching this. You will all do the exact same thing. In 8th spot, I've got the Cowboys. They're my team. Now, I've got a reason behind this. Now, I see the Cowboys really improving this year. Now, I'm worried about Todd Payten. I am concerned about Todd Payten. I don't know if he's the right man for the job. But here's the thing. The Cowboys, I think, at home this year, that obviously, ever since the Cowboys gone to their new stadium, Paddy G in the chat's fucking making me laugh. Fuck it off, Paddy G, making me laugh, bro. Here's the thing. The Cowboys, ever since they've gone to their new stadium, they have lost more games there than what they've won. I think this year at home, the Cowboys are going to improve. I think the addition of Peter Hiku, the addition of Chad Townsend, I think they're both going to be solid signings for the club. Now, Peter Hiku, we all know he's an experienced player. I think he'll do a good job. I think he'll do a good job. Him and Kyle Fell, I think they'll build a nice combination. I think the left-hand side, Val Holmes going to the centers, I think he'll do a great job there as well. Tamalolo going into the front row. I'm looking forward to seeing how that will go. Robson at hooker. Robson's going to be a good addition. Not a good addition. I think Robson at hooker. I think he'll get better. Ruben Cotter at 13. The Hammer at fullback. Now, the 5'8" position is very open. Drinkwater or didn't or Drinkwater. I'm looking forward to seeing how that all goes about. But in my opinion, if the Cowboys can get it right, now I think they can. I think at home, the Cowboys can make it a fortress. So I think in 2022, I think the Cowboys, they're going to play finals this year. I think they're going to really improve. Whether Todd Payten gets the sack or not, whoever comes in, I think they can make the 8 this year. So I've got the Cowboys in my top 8. I think they're going to improve. Tamalolo is going to have a big season this year. So for me, the Cowboys, they will make the top 8 this year. I've got them in 8th spot. Now, 7th position. The big improvers this year. I believe the Dragons are going to play finals football. The Dragons are going to make the 8. Now, everyone's going to say, what the F? What are you doing? The Dragons are going to play finals football in 2022. I'm sorry if the connection's a bit dodgy right now. The internet's been like this all day. There's nothing I can really do about it. I'm trying to bloody sort this out. I'm using my hotspot as I record this video. But I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but let me know if I'm cutting out. I am trying to sort this out. I hope the connection's okay still. I see the Dragons making the top 8. I think the young spine of Tyrell Sloan, I think Amon and Ben Hunt are going to build a nice combination. McCulloch's a good addition as well. The addition of Moses Suley is exciting. Suley and Lomax in the centers it has me excited about the Dragons. Cody Ramsey on the wing, I think he'll improve. I think he'll get better. Ravalawa's a gun. I think Aaron Woods is a good pickup. I think Blake Laurie will improve as well. Jaden Silver's he's another one. He's a very experienced player as well. Tarek Sims, Jack DeBellin. A full preseason with Jack DeBellin after what he had to go through the last couple of years is absolutely frightening. You thought he was good when he came back last year. Can you imagine him this year when he's got a full preseason under himself? I think Jack DeBellin's going to be a great. I think he's going to have a great season, Jack DeBellin. And then you've got the bench. You've got guys like Francis Mollo coming in as well. He plays for Queensland off the bench. Someone like Moses Mbai, experience. You know, the Dragons are building. They're really building a nice squad, the Dragons. I really like what they're doing. Also, Jack Bird. Where's Jack Bird going to play? Is Jack Bird going to play back row? He's going to play on the bench. Jack Bird's another one as well. Tyrell Fuimano, Josh Kerr. Burgess is back. I am really excited for the Dragons this year. I think they've got a lot of good young kids with a bit of experience as well. So for me, the Dragons, they should have made the 8 last year. We all know the barbecue pretty much messed that up. Messed that whole thing up. I think the Dragons are going to improve this year. I think Anthony Griffin's got them in the right direction. So for me, the Dragons, they will play finals football in 2022. I'm really keen to see how the Dragons go. Now, in 6, they were in the grand final last year. I've got the Rabbitohs, the South Sydney Rabbitohs. I believe they will still be in the finals. Now, I don't know if the Rabbitohs are going to be as good as what they were last year. I think they'll fall back just a little bit. I think their start to the year might be a bit tough, so South might struggle early on, but I think they'll get things going as the year goes on about. As the year goes on, South will get better. Obviously, they've still got quality there in Latrell, Cody Walker, Damien Cook, Cameron Murray, obviously Keon Koloamatangi, Alex Johnson, all these sort of players. I think the Bunnies still have enough quality to get to the top 8. Now, I'm not convinced that Souths can be contenders. I don't think Souths can win the comp this year. I think they'll make the 8 still, but I'm not convinced they'll do a whole lot. That they might win a final and then go out the next week as well. Who knows? But I just feel Souths, with new coach Jason Demetrio, I think Cody Walker will have to take the Souths to a whole new level this year. I think Souths will be fine, but they're not going to be contenders this year. They'll still be in the 8, but they won't do a whole lot come finals time. I think that 4-pack's still very strong with the likes of Jairo, Cam Murray, Mark Nichols, Tom Burgess, Keon Koloamatangi's there, Jacob Host is there. Who else am I forgetting? I'm forgetting about a few other players. Totola, another one I'm forgetting about. Hame Sele as well. So look, I think South will be okay, but I think they're going to still. I think they'll still make the 8 South. I've got them in 6. I think they're still going to have a. I think they'll still have a good year. South will finish 6th in 2022. In 5th, the team that will be the big improvers in season 2022, and that is the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. I am so excited about this club. Now, I know people are sort of, looking at the Sharks and going, okay, maybe we'll go backwards a little bit. Maybe we're not going to be too high on them. I look at the Sharks and I automatically see a team that they're going to really improve this year. They have really built their roster strong. I think their backline, with the likes of Will Kennedy, Sani Katoa, Malatalo, Ikovalu, Jesse Raymond, I think they're all going to go to a whole new level this year. The halves, Hines and Trindle, or Moylan and Hines. I'm hoping it's Hines and Trindle. Their 4-pack as well. You get the likes of Dale Finucane, Toby Rudolph, Blake Bradley at hooker. You got the likes of Talakai, Britt Nakora, Wade Graham, Teague Wilton, Cameron McGuinness, Jack Williams, Hamlin Ueli. They've got so much quality in that side. The Sharks, they might be a bit overhyped this year, the Sharks, but I'm just so keen to see how they go. I think they have enough to get there. I really do. I think they have enough quality to get there. I think, obviously, being back at Shark Park is going to help them. I really like what they're about. I love what they're building towards. I think if Kennedy, Hines, Trindle can all work this spine out, if they can figure it out, they're in for a big season for me. So I really love the Sharks this year. I think they're the big improvers. Craig Fitzgibbon, I think he'll do a great job. So look, I think the Sharks are going to have a big season. They are my big improvers this year, and I reckon they are the dark horse of 2022. Sharks are my dark horse this year. They will finish 5th. Now, the top 4. In 4th, Manly. I think the Manly Warringah Seagulls will make the top 4 again. I think they'll be in the same spot as what they were last year. Obviously, Tom Trbojevic, best player in the world. We all know how good Turbo is. I think he's the best player in the world at the moment. The way he played last year was just out of this world. Foran, Cherry Evans, and Turbo, and Lachlan Croker, pretty much the same spine as last year, so there's no reason why they can't improve. The back line's practically the same as well. Saab and Garrick on the wing, Harper and Parker in the centres. They've got pretty much a similar team to what they had last year. I think Ethan Bullymore will be a good addition off the bench. I think he'll do very well off the bench. Schuster, Olakawatu will get better as well. Paseka, Tapau, Sipley, Kepi, Josh Alloway. Look, Manly for me, they will be top 4. If Tom Trbojevic can play 15 games out of 25, I think Manly will be top 4 once again. He's the best player in the game. There's just no doubt about it. You can't tell me he's not the best player in the world or not in the top 2 players in the comp. Between him and Nathan Cleary, they're the top 2 players in the game for me. So I am keen for Manly this year. If Manly can get another quality centre and maybe a better hooker, then maybe they can be, top 2. But until they figure that out, whether Lachlan Croker's the man remains to be seen at hooker. I think Manly need a better hooker, to be honest. But I'm keen to see how they go. I think Manly will be top 4 again. They've got too much quality compared to the other sides for me. So Manly, they will finish 4th in season 2022. Now let's get to 3rd. The Sydney Roosters. They are going to have a very, very big year. The Roosters are probably the most scary team going into this year. They have a scary team. Now, let's just go through some of the players who they have. They've got Tedesco, Tupou, Momorowski's back at the club. They've got Nagama from the Super League who's back. They've got fucking Joseph Sawali. They've got so much quality in that team, man. They've got Kiri and Walker, obviously a new combination, but they are scary. Hargraves, Takayaho, Sam Verrills, Crichton, Tupanui, Radley, Collins is back, the Butcher brothers, Adam Kieran, Drew Hutchinson is there, still Lachlan Lamb. Far out, man. I could go on and on and on about the Roosters. They are going to be absolutely frightening in 2022. Obviously, the addition of Brendan Smith next year is going to be scary as well. I don't know if the Roosters have much weak spots this year. To be honest with you, I think they have a very scary team. I think they're a massive contender. Whether they win the comp this year or not remains to be seen. Obviously, next year they get Brendan Smith. But far out, if the Roosters can stay fit, they are a top 3 side. They are 3rd at worst. They are 1st at best. The Roosters, for me, top 3 contender. Trent Robinson, one of the best coaches in the world. We all know how good Robbo is. He's an absolute genius. He is one of the best coaches in the league, if not the best with Craig Bellamy. So I think the Roosters, at full strength, they're going to be very hard to beat, especially when they play at the ST.GEORGE and when they get to play at the Sydney Football Stadium when it's all done by the end of the year. So Sydney Roosters fans, should be excited. They're in for a big year. They will come 3rd, in my opinion. 2nd, last year's premiers, Penrith. The Panthers will finish 2nd. They are still a top 2 side. Some people have been bagging the Panthers, but give me a break. As long as the Panthers have got Dylan Edwards, Brian To'o, Stephen Crichton, Jerome Luai, Nathan Cleary, Fisher Harris, Api Coruscant, Kikau, Yo, Martin. As long as they're all still there, they will be top 2 at best, or even at worst. The Panthers are going to be scary, man. Look, like I said before, their spine is the same as last year. Edwards, Luai, Cleary, Coruscant, the back line as well. You've got Crichton, who's a freak. Crichton, To'o on that left edge. You've got Charlie Staines coming back. You've got Isaac Tago coming through. You've got Taylor May coming through. The front row is frightening. Fisher Harris and Leota. Kikau is there with Martin. You've got Yo, man. And on the bench, you've got guys like Eisenhuth, Sorensen. Sean O'Sullivan goes there as well for a bit of depth. Look, the Panthers, they are the premiers. They will have the biggest chip on their shoulder. There's no doubt about it. But far out, man. The Panthers, they are going to be a very, very hard team to beat this year. They are the team to beat this year, the Panthers. So for me, they will come 2nd, and they will be extremely hard to beat this year. And number one, minor premiers. I hate putting them in there. I want them to go bad. But Melbourne, the Melbourne Storm, whether you like them, you hate them, or you're sick of them, I'm sorry, but they're going to come top two again. I can't stand it. They're going to come first. I'm sorry. I can't stand Melbourne. I hope they go bad. I hope they come last. But look, Melbourne will still finish first. They're fucking too good. Look at their spine, man. Papenhuyzen, Munster, Hughes, Harry Grant, and they got Brendan Smith there as well. Fucking hell, man. Xavier Coates going there as well. He's going to be scary. That left edge, especially with Munster, Bromwich, Olam, and Coates, is scary. Their right side as well with Hughes, Kafusi, Remus Smith, and George Jennings. Now, I know that's their weak side with Hughes and Kafusi and Smith and Jennings, but Remus Smith looks like he's improved a lot as well. Jerome Hughes, we all know how good he is in that 4-pack as well. Jesse Bromwich, Nelson's there. Josh King will have a big year now that he's gone to Melbourne. Look, there's all these guys at Melbourne that you probably don't even know. Just watch them become superstar players. Whether you like Melbourne, you hate Melbourne. I can't stand the bastards, but when they're playing at Amy Park, they are going to be nearly unbeatable. I don't know if they'll lose a game at Amy Park this year, to be honest with you. If they lose at Amy Park this year, they'll lose 1 or 2 games there at most. Melbourne will be hard to beat. So, look, I reckon I'll finish first this year. I want them to fall off. I want them to come 6th or 5th, to fall off a little bit, but it won't happen. It just won't happen. You've got Papenhuyzen, you've got Munster, Jerome Hughes, Brendan Smith, and Harry Grant. As long as they're all there, they ain't going backwards. They've got a top 5 fullback. They've got a top 5 5'8". They've got a top 5 halfback. They've got a top 3 hooker in Smith and Grant. They've got so much quality. They've got a top 5 centre. They've got a winger who might be top 5 in Xavier Coates potentially. They're just too good, man. Like, they're not going to lose many games this year, Melbourne. They'll be hard to beat. So Melbourne, for mine, they will finish first in season 2022. Now, that's my later prediction. Let me know what you think about my later prediction. I know people are going to have a lot to say. Call me a bias about putting the Cowboys in the right. But you're not really a true fan if you're not putting your team in the top 8. That's just how I look at it. I could be wrong. Everyone might have a different view on that. But your team, if your team's not in your top 8, then there's something wrong with you. You got to have them in your 8, man. You got to. Now, let's get to my grand final prediction. And guys, look, I'm sorry to do this to you. I don't want this grand final to happen, but unfortunately, I just see it happening. The grand final prediction for 2022 is going to be the Roosters versus Storm. We are going to get a Roosters versus Storm grand final. Look, I don't want it to be that way. I would like it to be something different. I would like to see the Sharks in there. I'd like to see someone else get into the grand final. But unfortunately, I think we're going to get a Roosters and Storm grand final, the same as what we got in 2018. The Roosters, like I said before, they've got the quality. They're all fully fit. They're all ready to go. I'm sorry, but I just see a Roosters and Storm grand final. I know we need something different. We need the Sharks in there. We need the Bunnies to maybe try and get there again. But I'm sorry to say this, but I see a Roosters versus Storm grand final. I don't want it to happen. I'm with you guys in the live chat. I want something different, but I just see it happening, man. I really do. I don't think Penrith can get there 3 years in a row. I think Penrith are going to be a bit more of a target. Everyone will target Penrith. I think Penrith can. I think Penrith are a bit more beatable this year, obviously with Burton and Momorowski gone. Roosters are at full strength. They're back. They're fit. They're ready to go. As long as they stay fit, they're going to be up there. And look, Melbourne, it's their last year with Brendan Smith there. And Kafusi and the Bromwich brothers are leaving as well. I think they're going to really try to go all out and win this year, Melbourne. So they're going to be very hard to beat this year, Melbourne. And like I said before, so I see a Roosters versus Storm grand final. Who is my prediction to win the premiership? Well, in my opinion, the Nick from Australia 2022 NRL grand final winners, the Sydney Roosters are going to win the comp. The Roosters are my tip to win the premiership. The Roosters are going to be the 2022 premiers. I know a lot of people are not going to like that, and I'm sorry about this, But the Roosters, for me, they are going to win the premiership in 2022. They have enough quality. They have the spine. They have the squad. The Roosters are going to win the premiership this year. I just don't see how they're going to get beat, man. They've got so much depth. They're going to be hard to beat this year. You know, Tedesco, Kiri, Walker, their four-pack is scary as well. I think the back line's gotten better. Tupou, Momorowski, Nagama, Sawali. But Trent Robinson knows how to do it and knows how to get this bloody club up and about. But I'm sorry, but the Roosters are going to win the premiership. I don't want them to. I want someone else to win it. I would like to see Cronulla win it. I would like to see someone different. I think teams like Manly will be thereabouts. I think Penrith will be thereabouts. Melbourne as well. But I think the Roosters are going to win the premiership this year. They're my tip to win it. Roosters will be the premiers in 2022. Now, let's get to some other predictions, which is going to be a bit of fun. Now, the top try scorer prediction this year. My top try scorer prediction. This is one that I had lots of trouble predicting. It was a tough one to pick. But in my opinion, the NRL 2022 top try scorer is going to go to someone a bit different. It will be a winger. And I reckon it's going to be Sione Katoa from the Sharks. Sione Katoa from the Sharks is going to be the 2022 top try scorer. I am really keen to see how this goes. Now, there's so many contenders. You've got Saab, you've got Tommy Turbo, you've got Xavier Coates potentially, you've got Alex Johnson. I reckon we're going to get a wild card this year. I reckon Sione Katoa from the Sharks on that right wing can be the top try scorer this year. I'm not sure what it's paying. If someone can find out, let me know in the comment section below. But I'm making a prediction that from the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks, Sione Katoa will be the top try scorer this year. And I reckon he'll score 24 tries. So that's my prediction. There's so many guys you can choose. But in my opinion, the top try scorer in 2022, I reckon will be Sione Katoa. He will be the top try scorer for the Sharks in 2022. Now, let's go to my top point scorer prediction. Top point scorer is very hard. Obviously, the favourites, you've got Nathan Cleary, you've got Adam Reynolds, you've got other players who could be thereabouts. But I've gone for a wild card. In my opinion, the top point scorer for 2022 is going to go to Ryan Papenhuyzen. Ryan Papenhuyzen is going to be the top point scorer in 2022. And from what I understand, Ryan Papenhuyzen is going to goal kick for the Storm this year. And we all know how many tries Papenhuyzen can score. We all know how good he is. I can honestly see Ryan Papenhuyzen scoring the most points this year. He's going to goal kick for Melbourne. He's going to score plenty of tries. He'll probably score around 15 tries this year. He'll be goal kicking for Melbourne. Ryan Papenhuyzen is a bold prediction here for top point scorer, but I see it happening. I really do. Ryan Papenhuyzen, we all know Melbourne. They're going to be hard to beat this year, obviously, especially in Melbourne, and they will be top four in my opinion. So Ryan Papenhuyzen, the amount of tries that bloke can score, the amount of goals he will kick, Ryan Papenhuyzen, he will be the top point scorer in 2022. Now, let's go to the buy of the season. My buy of the year. There are so many guys you can choose here. A buy of the year is always very tough to pick. But in my opinion, the buy of the season in season 2022 is going to be Nicho Hynes from the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. I think I can just see Nicho Hynes really being a good buy for the Sharks. I think, obviously, I've got Cronulla finishing 5th. If the Sharks are going to have a big season, then I think Nicho Hynes is the man. I think he'll be the buy of the year. Obviously, Nicho Hynes is going to play 5'8" or halfback. I hope he plays 5'8". I think that would be his better position. Nicho Hynes is he's a great buy for the Sharks. I think he'll do a great job. I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes this year. The Sharks are in for a big year. Like I said, I reckon they'll finish 5th. I think that they're the most improved team for 2022. So I reckon Nicho Hynes will be the buy of the season for 2022. Obviously, there's guys like Reynolds and Burton and stuff like that, but I've got Brisbane and Canterbury both missing the top 8. So I think if the Sharks are going to finish 5th, then Nicho Hynes will be the buy of the year for me. So Nicho Hynes, buy of the year for 2022. Now, coach of the year. it's a boring one. So look, I don't want to go on too much about it. But the coach of the year, Craig Bellamy. If Melbourne finish first again, I think Craig Bellamy will be the coach of the year. If the Storm are going to finish first, like I reckon they will, it's a boring prediction, and I don't really want it to be like that. I really don't want it to be Bellamy. I want someone different. I want Craig Fitzgibbon to win it. I want someone different, like Des Hasler, to win it. But I just see Craig Bellamy. If Melbourne finish first, Craig Bellamy will be coach of the year again. It's how it goes. Every time that Melbourne finish first, Bellamy gets coach of the year. Trent Robinson will go very close as well. But look, to be honest with you, it's a boring prediction. I know that. But Bellamy, I think he'll be coach of the year. It happens almost every year. So Bellamy will be coach of the year in mine. Now, the final prediction. It's the Dally M. Who will be the Dally M player of the year? It's a very open race this year. Obviously, Tommy Turbo will be the favourite, probably. Nathan Cleary will be up there. James Tedesco will be up there. There's Adam Reynolds could even be up there. Who knows who's going to be up there this year? Fisher Harris could even be up there as well. In my opinion, the Dally M, my Dally M prediction for 2022, it's going to be James Tedesco. I know it might be a bit boring for some of you fellas, but I believe that James Tedesco will be the Dally M player of the year. I think last year, Tedesco was just absolutely out of this world. The Roosters last year, they were unbelievable. Now, obviously, with all the injuries that the Roosters had last year, Tedesco was still top 3, top 4 players in the game. Can you imagine how good Tedesco will be this year with the Roosters at full strength? I mean, with Keary back, with the 4-pack that they have, I think James Tedesco will be the Dally M player of the year. I know everyone's going to say, oh, Turbo will win it, and it wouldn't be surprised if he wins it as well. So I think the Dally M player of the year for 2022 is going to be James Tedesco. There's plenty of contenders. Munster's a contender. Cleary is a contender. Turbo, Latrell. Who else is there? Reynolds could be a contender as well. Payne Haas could be a contender. Nicho Hynes could even be a contender. Ben Hunt even could be a contender as well. Who knows? But Gutherson, Moses, there's so many guys you can choose from. It really is. I think it's a very wide open race this year for the Dally M. So I'm going to go with the Sydney Roosters fullback. I think James Tedesco will be the Dally M prediction. He will be the Dally M player of the year for 2022. Now, guys, I am going to wrap it up from here. I hope you guys all enjoyed my 2022 NRL predictions. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. We had plenty of people tuning in. We had about 55 people here at one point, maybe 60 people at one stage. Now, look, in case you guys are unaware of this, on Saturday, Sam Rebel has set up a GoFundMe for me and my brother as well on his YouTube channel. All you got to do is go on there. There's going to be a big 8 to 9 hour live stream on there on Saturday. I will be making an appearance at some stage as well. It's going to be unbelievable. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm thankful for Sam Rebel and everyone involved that has got around the GoFundMe. It really means a lot to me, man. Like, honestly, I'm in tears. Like, I was in tears this afternoon just thinking about it, bro. Like, last night Sam Rebel gave me a phone call about it, and I was honestly in tears after I got off the phone to him. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And this afternoon, it's just unbelievable from what everyone's been doing so far. So thank you to everyone that's donated so far. You know, I've got some donations so far via PayPal, and you know, if you want to donate to the channel to help out, PayPal is another way to do it. And obviously, the GoFundMe is on Sam Rebel's YouTube channel as well, so go and check that out as well. The link for that is on the live stream. It's all set up, ready to go. But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my predictions. I hope you guys not too offended about it. Obviously, some people will obviously be upset, but I really appreciate you guys for tuning into tonight's live stream. Obviously, the circumstances that I'm in at the moment are not the best, but I can't do anything about it. You know, I can't get upset about it, bro. I just got to fucking, you know, rebuild and get on with it, I guess. But thank you guys so much for tuning into my predictions. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you all go ahead and like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, fellas. I'm getting out of here now. I will upload my Super League tips probably tomorrow at some stage. So stay tuned for that. My Super League round 4 tips will be coming out tomorrow as well, at some stage as well. And I might do another stream tomorrow as well. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Like and subscribe. Donate if you can. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching tonight's video. Thank you. NRL 2022 predictions are out. The season starts next Thursday. Come on the footy. I'm fucking pumped for the footy. 6 days away. See you guys later. Have a good night.